What's up, everybody? It's another Mix It Up podcast. I'm your host, Joel Hawkins, and of course, I'm here with my buddy.
With Hot Girl Static on the left.
With Hot Girl Static. It's inside crap. Anyways, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Look, if I can be honest, we're going to be tweaking format. We've been doing a lot of reaction videos, which is cool. We've been doing a lot of BTS stuff and a multitude of different things, but I kind of think we need to change it because Mix It Up podcast, the whole purpose is supposed to do a bunch of different stuff, you know? And we got shorts coming out and we've recorded a bunch. I've recorded a bunch, but we need to do something different because, no one's really like buying any clothing or supporting the channel or giving a crap. Like, we get views, don't get me wrong, which is great, but I think it's because everyone who's coming to watch the reaction video is the fan of the band, but doesn't really care about us or a fan of the channel, you know?
Say it that way.
I know, but we're trying to grow this into a company and trying to scale it into so we can do it for a living, you know? But if we're making no money, then him and I are just hemorrhaging our time. And right now we're not in the best situation. So we kind of are scraping and struggling, keeping head above water. And that's great and all, but we would like that to change eventually. So anyway, so we're going to be playing with content a little bit more and alternatively trying out some new things. Anyways, today though, special video for you.
Tell me all about it.
This dude blew up on the internet, and somebody actually told me, they were like, hey, have you seen anything about this guy? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And they were like, it's this guy. He's blowing up right now. He's going viral. I went, okay. So I kind of researched a little bit into him, and he's a musician, you know, just a musician playing and writing and learning and growing and all that good stuff. And he wrote this song, which went viral, and we'll discuss some other topics and whatnot. But H has not heard it. I heard, on the TikTok reel, it going over and over. I heard the first verse quite a bit. But yes, so we're gonna look at lyrics and
What's the name of the song?
Check out the song. Richmond, north of Richmond. Almost went to Virginia. Richmond, north of Richmond. I don't know why it's difficult. It's not. Okay, let's check it out.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Okay, so yeah, I heard the first verse I heard like over and over because people kept sharing that video over and over and over and over.
Well, now
and
I'm
over.
sure I'm gonna hear it as soon as I get home.
Huh?
I'm sure I'm gonna hear it a million times as soon as I get home.
Like checking on the internet or something?
Well, off the kids' tablet. That happened with Blackpink. One of their songs, and I was like, I've never heard this. And I went home, and the kids were playing on the tablet, and I was like, oh,
There it is.
there it is.
That's how it goes. Well, yeah. So the little bit of research I did do was like, because watching them share the first verse chorus thing that he had put out, and watching them share it over and over and over, like all these different people from all walks of life. And like I watched like little compilations of like, you know, people reacting to it. I didn't see the whole song because I wanted to make sure at least I had some, you know, like that line about minors was pretty rough, dude. Yeah. Because from what I've seen is that the way he is because when he started blowing up, what I did see was an article where he turned down an $8 million contract and a bunch of other stuff. People were trying to get him like on these big, huge shows and everything else. And he was like, slow your roll. I think I just want to, you know, naturally grow. I don't want to just jump out and grow all of a sudden, like, which is very smart. If I can tell you anything, the amount of musicians I've known that's went through contracts, 360 artist deals and everything else. When you're hitting hot fire, record labels are going to try to throw everything at you because they want what you have and to just exploit the shit out of it as much as they can to make as much profit as humanly possible. They don't give a shit about your longevity. They're going to drop you as soon as you go cold. As soon as it goes down, yep. Unless you show like the ability of, that's why we have one-hit wonders. Unless you show the ability of being able to mold yourself and control, being able to interact with the crowd, where your fan base is like rabid to the point where they buy. Like every record label would love to have a whole roster of BTS style musicians. But not everybody's like that. You know, you have storytellers, you have people who do surface music, you know, party songs and music. There's so many different types of music that's out there. And so many different types of musicians that exist. Like we've talked about this before on the podcast, is that there's four main motivations when it comes to musicians: artistry, creativity, money, power, greed, attention, worship, things of that nature, and then validation. So Grammys, awards, things of that stuff that, and you can have one or two or three, all four, or none, whatever. If you have none, well, then you're not a musician. You're not going to be one. You're just sitting at home in your room playing. You don't even care if you play well. In a shower. Yeah, exactly. If you have artistry and creativity, then you're cool about producing and writing stuff and coming up with shit and being creative and things like that. If you're about money only, well, then you're just going to sell your soul to whatever sells the most. Yeah. You know, you're not really doing anything you truly love, and you might actually burn out because of it.
Yeah, part of it, following the trends.
Exactly. And then you have attention and fame. If you're only doing it for attention and fame and worship and stuff like that, then the minute the stage goes cold or your fan base isn't reacting to something, you'll change who you are as a person just to fit what they want. And then validation. So you're looking for outward validation to an organization that gives Grammys, awards, or whatever. And if you're never able to accomplish getting an award, then it will constantly feel like a battle, and you'll constantly change or alter who you are as a musician and what music you're making because you're just trying to gain that accolade, you know? If you have any of the other three, but you have none of the original, then that's just a life that's lived half, like not fully. You have no artistry or creativity or we're honing your craft or anything. You're just living an empty existence. Yes, you have money or attention or fame or validation, but in reality, you don't feel like you've accomplished anything. Not really.
Plenty of them on the radio. You sit down and you listen to the lyrics and like, what are they talking about?
So
and
this
video is even worse.
So yeah, with Oliver Anthony, it was funny when he started catching fire, and then people saw he wasn't just immediately jumping into the grind and being like, yeah, we're gonna be more famous country musicians. Like he wasn't doing that. I mean, he literally went from the weekend, or what was it that said in the article, is the weekend before he played in front of a crowd of 50 people, and the next weekend he played in front of a crowd of 5,000. They showed up to one of his normal gigs and blew that bitch out. And he was just like, oh shit. I bet that feeling was, let's go out and play a good show, guys, and then walk out. What the fuck?
Do we bring enough t-shirts to sell?
Are we okay? What's happening? Are we opening up for someone famous? Like, what's happening right now? But no, he's a humble dude. When they started gaining a lot of popularity, that's when, and this is a prime example of how fake that world of politics, fame, fortune, record label, all that stuff, all of that world is just fake. It's extremely fake. Because every Republican was like posting a clip of the video going, see, this is what it means to be an American. And they're like they're taking their rhetoric and attaching it to words that he said. So then the whole right is like, but this is an anthem for the Republicans, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the left was like, oh, it's an anthem for the Republicans? And no one's looking at the song or the lyrics or anything. Or even looking at the character of the person who wrote it. They're just like, oh, the Republicans like that song? Well, we hate that song. We hate that song. They're racist. We hate that song. They're sexist and pigs and blah, blah. Like, it's a prime example of how stupid the existence of these huge, just politicians and politics and like money and greed. It's just, it's so fucking apparent. And then like you watch the rest of the world. How is like everyone else not going, I don't understand. Why are you upset? Like, or why is this happening right now? Why are you saying what you were saying? You know, no one's questioning it. And if someone does question it, a politician will just be like, ha, and like move away. Like they don't know what to do, because when you get called out on your shit and you're a politician, you just got to wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Like that's all you got to do, because you have nothing else you can do. No, I didn't say that. We recorded you saying it. Oh, like they have nothing else. They're mouthpieces.
This interview is over. And you walk away.
Yeah. I don't answer questions. This isn't a Terry stop. What's wrong with you? You're not an auditor on YouTube. This isn't a Terry stop. I don't answer questions. Yeah. No, it's super stupid. Like, and they used I guess they asked for his permission, and I could only say that like the call was probably like, hey, we wanted to use for the GOP debate that we're going to be having tonight. We wanted to know if we could use your song at the beginning. I guess. Why? like Oliver Anthony was probably like, I guess you can. It's super weird though, why you would want to. Well, it's because none of them read the lyrics to the song. They didn't understand it. They just literally took that song and saw it was getting popular and it was country, so automatically Republicans think that's their fucking anthem. It's embarrassing. It's so fucking embarrassing how stupid. because he came on after the GOP debate the next day. He put out a video where he was like, it's really weird that people wanted to use that song. The rich men north of Richmond. It's them too. I'm talking about rich men north of Richmond in politics, in government. Their whole purpose is just total control. And you idiots are using that song as your anthem. I mean, he didn't say idiots. He was always very respectful, but he should have, because that was ridiculous. Because, like, if you look at the lyrics for it, I just had it here. Every flippant, there we go. Okay, so, so it's like Richmond, north of Virginia. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. Let's be honest, that's about as true as it can be. So I can sit out here and waste my life away. Yeah, because if you're working 8 hours a day is a third of your life. You sleep for another third of your life, right?
Oh, it's still more than 8. You add the lunch hour in the middle.
No, you add the lunch hour in the middle.
Home.
And most of the times, let's be honest, I've never worked a job that was always just 8 hours. It was always more. Yeah. So I'm going to stay a little bit after, blah, blah. And then when you run your own company, it's more than that.
It's forever.
12 to 16 hours a day, man. So, yeah, it's for bullshit. Waste my life away, drag back home, and drown my troubles away, which I've known a lot of people like that who work a job, come home, drink to relax, pass out, wake up, do the next thing over. And it says it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. That is such a good line. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have this. I got the wrong site because that's not right. Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Okay, the second time they repeated it, that was correct. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, because your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end because of rich men north of Richmond. That is such a good line. Yeah. I know it's the title of the song. It's fucking with me still. I can't say it correctly. But then this was the second verse that I hadn't heard before. I wish politicians would look out for minors and not just minors on an island somewhere. That is such a good line. Because let's be honest, whenever the Epstein stuff was happening, so many people pointing fingers. And I'm like, weren't you all invited to that island? Like Democrats and liberals and conservatives and Republicans alike? There wasn't like somebody like, no, I don't want any 16-year-old women. I'm sorry. I just came there for the conversation or the business practice. That's what I went there for. Yeah, I think that's total bullshit. But Lord, we got folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milk and welfare. Now, here's what's funny. Reading these lyrics, there's not one part of this song that talks about people of different race or color or creed. Not one. And yet, the liberals' main thing, oh, that's racist. How is it racist? Well, he talks about obese people. That's not a race. That's something different. Well, it's still racist. I'm like, it's not just because he's a white guy with ginger hair does not mean he's saying something racist.
But he's playing a guitar.
But it's all, and the only reason why they said that is because Republicans jumped on that song and they were like, no, it's a racist. Like, it's just, this bickering division crap is annoying as hell, man. I mean, do you not feel it?
It's been a while for a while.
It's been annoying for a while. And it's getting more and more frustrating. I just want to get angry, but it doesn't work. So
well, swing that way if you want to put something.
Yeah, right. I'm going to punch the air in front of your face. Yeah, so then he's like, well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. And I think that's a thing about food stamps.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say on food stamps, I don't understand why that includes candy.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Like you can kind of argue snacks because sometimes kids just want snacks, fine, whatever, but just straight up candy, I'm like, I don't know about a Snickers bar. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Beef jerky, yeah, you can maybe get beef jerky. It's, got some meat in it, but
if you're iron deficient, it'll have a crap ton of that.
Yeah, like Skittles.
No,
I don't know about that.
And I do agree with what he's saying there. He's like, if you're gonna give government assistance, I understand some snacks here and there for kids, yes, like you said. But yeah, just candy and chocolate and all this other stuff. It's like, why you're trying to help people survive. That's not exactly surviving or thriving, eating the lifestyle of chocolate. You're gonna end up like
even soda. Like just have water and juice and you take sodas out.
Yeah.
But I guess if they did that, maybe those companies like Coke would be like, hey.
Yeah.
You can't cut us out.
We got to get that money from somewhere. Bro.
Yeah.
So young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down. Then it repeats with the chorus. But from what I've seen on this song and what I've seen him actually say is that it's not about obese people. He said obese people milking welfare. And what he's talking about is he's talking about people who are abusing the system, not because they need help and they need to survive, but abusing the system just because they can. It's not a metaphor for exactly. It's also talking about obese people milking the welfare, packs of fudge rounds is what he ends up saying. Like we just had the conversation with, which is, I really don't think food stamps should be covering just miscellaneous items that do you no good. Yeah. Whole point is to keep you alive, not give you diabetes.
But you think about it, give you diabetes and now you're on insulin and it makes their money on the back end.
Just helps the pharmaceutical companies make more money. Yeah.
On the back end.
There's been some conspiracy videos I've seen that have talked about that. Have been like, they're all against you. They're trying to give you diabetes.
Basically.
I'm like, well, okay.
I mean, the healthy food costs more.
Well, sometimes it costs more.
Majority of the time.
I don't know. I just bought a giant bag of pears for $1.85.
I'm not talking about fruit.
Well, okay. What you're talking about that costs more is when it's organically grown and it's like hydroponically, bug-free, pesticide-free, blah, blah,
all
blah.
That stuff costs a lot more.
That definitely does cost it. When an organic apple's like $5 in certain states, I'm like,
That's why, I know some people that want to go into vegans or I'm about to say veterinarians. Like, that's not it.
Vegetarians. Veterinarian. That's actually pretty good.
And there was a few of them that was like, I got started on it, but just the cost of everything was so much higher. And it was like, I don't know if I can keep this up. And I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks. You want to eat better and realize, I don't know if I can afford to eat better.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be as cheap if we didn't go for the whole whenever corn syrup came to existence and they were like, oh, let's just use this in everything. It's like, should we really do that? I don't care what you say. Profit is matter. Profit is king. Because we can make everything 10,000 times cheaper. Yeah. And it's just going to be of worse quality. That's all. Just gonna get plumper. As someone who's plumpy, even though I'm tall and it looks less like I'm obese, but I am definitely obese. I'm just not 5'3". I'm 6'3". 6'3" and 300 pounds. Yeah. But no, I mean, when I listen to this song, hearing the left bitch and complain about it, incorrect. Hearing the right, support it, but it's about you too. This song is basically, from what he said and what I'd gathered just listening to it, it's about how we've decided to divide ourselves and treat each other so poorly. Like mismanaging our own lives and expectations. And just dividing ourselves over and over and over with whatever it is. Because you can blame the media, you can blame governments, You can blame the left and right trying to create that division and keep those walls. Because let's be honest, if you go to a debate, you're going to see left or right. You're not going to see many independents. They're not going to get as much time. They're not going to have as much to say or a conversation. They're going to be, for the most part, ignored. Sometimes not even on the ballot. But when you look at that, you go, oh, well, it's their fault. Well, if it wasn't so flippin' successful, that's the whole thing. We make it successful. If it didn't work, they wouldn't keep doing it. That's the point. So it starts with us, and then we have to try and change them for the better. That's the only way this works. It doesn't work any other way. And I've heard a lot of people go, well, you know, you got to kind of join a side to try and change it. That does not work ever.
Change it from within.
Yeah.
It's like people when they start a job and they're like, all right, I have all these different ideas of things we're going to change around. Shut up. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
So we already tried that. We're not trying none of that.
Yeah.
Don't work. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it always happens. You can't change things from the inside the belly of the beast. Not unless you murder everyone inside the belly of the beast, because they have agendas. They have bias. They're not going to change and alter their perception. They're going to try and corrupt the crap out of you. That's why I laugh when when a politician gets involved and they're all like gung-ho and, you know, full of fire, and they're like, we're going to change the world. Like, those are throwback to Dave Chappelle. Doing those impressions of, I can't remember his freaking name, but he's a Republican. He made a goofy sound every time he did something. Dave Chappelle, I love that guy. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. But it's that whole aspect of just, I don't know, it's like a manipulation tactic for our own selves that we convince ourselves we can change it from within. I've never seen anyone do that, period. And then, like, I'll see politicians when they get called out on that, and they're like, oh, well, I did this. I had this happen. You were a part of that, but they started that 2 years before you joined in office. Well, I helped finish it. I helped finish it. Look at me. I do good things. And it's like, not really. I don't know. It's just funny the way he like reacted to a lot of this stuff, because I saw some of the videos of him talking, and he was like, it's just embarrassing that they would want to use that video. It's about them. I was like, oh, it's so genius. It makes me feel so good inside. But still, even to this day, most articles that I've seen out there still about Republicans really adopting this song, and yeah, we shouldn't have to pay for blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, not what the song was about, geniuses. It was about, we're dividing ourselves, and then literally the dividers use his song as a platform to continually argue with each other. It's just the most embarrassing thing, because, I mean, they neutralized it. I'm talking about it right now, but I have not seen another video where they're talking about it. I've seen videos where people, obviously on one side or the other, are using that video as a way of explaining what we need to do as a country. And it's like, I really would like to say that 70% of the videos I've seen, I'm like, you don't know either. Not many people do, because it's not an easy solution. That's the problem. It's super complicated. It takes a group of people coming together who don't have weird left-right biases, who come together and say, how do we fix this situation?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way it's going to work, is if we come together, unite, and try to come up with a compromise that solves the bulk of problems for Americans. But it's hard pressed to happen.
You know, it's interesting. Similar on this, when you're talking about the division stuff, I was clicking on some memes and stuff on Facebook, and I started like looking through comments completely differently, to where like there's one I saw today. It had 100-something comments. And like, say out of 100 comments, 70 of them just said interested. Like, just scrolling and everybody just says interested or I'm interested. but not a whole lot of variation. Then there's one person that puts the sentence and it goes back to interested. I'm like, these have to be bots. Like people don't.
But what did the person say?
It was on.
Were they like saying something like, if you go to this website and blah 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 blah?
It was talking about how you can rent a property, and I think they say do rental arbitrage and then pay like $1,000 a month and have it on the weekend or something like that. And I was like, well, that doesn't work with a lot of properties.
It does sound like spam bots because I'll get probably. Sorry. MK5 will probably get like 100 of those emails a week. And because I have a lot of spam blockers and filters and things, so some of them still get through. But there'll always be comments like on posts that don't exist or old ones that aren't up. And they'll be like, this is a very interesting topic. Interesting. I really like this idea. And it could be anything from, hey, you're an awesome person. I really like this idea. Like it's obviously spamming for no reason. Hey, that's an interesting topic. You want to see where I buy my Viagra? Like stuff like that happens a lot.
But I noticed it in the on the divisive side where there was some post, I can't remember which one it was, but somebody made this comment where it had nothing to do with the post at all. Nothing to do with the post. And I mean, I can't even think of how random it was, but it would be like a picture of an apple and they're like, yeah, but the guy shouldn't have hit that lady with the chair in Alabama. Just like nothing to do with nothing, right? They're talking about the taste of the apple and then they're talking about this.
They're just trying to change that topic to something that's viral.
But then what was interesting, I clicked on the profiles of all the people that said random off the wall racist shit that had nothing to do with what's going on. They all had like 5 friends or had like no post in the last 3 or 4 years.
They were dummy channels for racist people who were trying to hide their racist behavior. And they created fake profiles so they could be racist without someone actually vindictively coming after them.
And I noticed all of those profiles never responded to all of these comments.
Of course.
So there's just all these different profiles that are out there that are literally made to be divisive.
Yeah.
No other reason.
Their purpose is just to spill vitriol bullshit. Like it's just to do whatever they can. Well, there's a lot of things like that. Like you remember that Batman movie where it was like, I forgot the actor's name. This is embarrassing. Very famous British actor who's playing Alfred. Kane. Something with Kane. Wow. Did I really forget someone who I've loved for so long? Yeah, I completely forgot his name. Something with Kane. This is embarrassing. I mean, I've loved this dude for a very long time. He played Austin Powers' father.
In a very long time.
Damon Kane. How did I forget his name? Hold on. I gotta remember. My memory just sucks if I don't even try to remember. Oh, Dean Cain. No, that's not him. I know that's not him. Dean Cain definitely doesn't look like that. Michael Caine. Mother of pearl. Okay. That was a Georgia curse, by the way. Michael Caine's Alfred in Batman Begins or I think Dark Knight was when he was talking about chaos. He was like, some people just want to create chaos, you know? They're chaos agents. And sometimes it's motivated by money, sometimes by greed, but sometimes it's just motivated by people's personal unsatisfaction with life. Like bullies in high school and junior high and things like that. The reason they act that way is not because they want to act that way. It's because they feel like that's the only way they can control their own universe. Don't get me wrong. It's completely fucked up and wrong to act that way. And it usually takes a huge amount of weakness in an individual to be able to justify you torturing someone else or treating someone else like shit because your life is not going the way you want it to. Now, don't get me wrong. there were kids in school. I mean, it made perfect sense that that's how they were going to react, because you're a kid and your dad beats the shit out of you. You go to school, you feel helpless and powerless. You're going to become a bully to shit on other people. Yeah. Or, and I hate to say this one, or you're going to become a sociopath or have a chemical imbalance eventually, or a traumatic event that'll twist your mind. Like, there's a whole different range of scenarios of possibilities of things that will happen. And it's just, it sucks. But when you have an entire world that then knows the difference between right and wrong, but then creates a secret profile so they can be racist to people and treat people like shit and try to hurt people or harm people's feelings, it feels sneaky and creepy, man. And yes, I'm a firm believer in protection and privacy and things like that. The only thing that sucks about that whole protection and privacy and freedom of speech is that shitty people get access to that too.
I want to say in the series Homeland, I think they had an episode where they were trying to spread some rumors about somebody, and they go into this room and there's like 30 people all behind computers. And they're like, all right, this is the information we're spreading. Here's the site. Let's get some shares, comments.
Yeah.
And they just start logging in all these different profiles and sharing it. And I was like, it's fucked up knowing that shit exists. It's not in the movie because somebody thought about it.
No, yeah.
It's in the movie because they found out about it. They walked in the room.
Marketing companies are that way too. You can hire people. This is in my business. I know this exists, but you can hire people in other countries to then try and promote your product and push it social media wise and everything else. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't help them per se for the most part, because Google and other social media will actually scan those profiles. And if they're like a profile that has 5 friends and they've been on for 6 months and they've literally put out hundreds of thousands of comments, you know, they're going to know something's hinky with this. Yeah. This guy's way too active for not having any friends or many posts on their page. Mm-hmm. So, but they don't take that stuff down. It's damn near impossible for them to be able to check out and verify every single account that gets used. Yeah. And I hate when people say, well, they should just get rid of them. I'm like, you don't understand the game whack-a-mole, do you? For every 1,000 you delete, someone could create another 100,000 for you to wade through, you know? The older accounts are not going to be messed with, but if you flood it with a bunch of new accounts and you spend 6 months trying to get rid of the new accounts, well, those older accounts have another 6 months of just being able to do whatever they want. Yeah. So it's the division in this world is created simply by either greed, anger, hatred, or chaos. And that's literally what it is. And the only way for us to actually combat it and fight it is, one, to ignore all of that shit. It's the only way it works. Because if you ignore it and you don't look at it, click at it, pay attention to it, pull up the post, you can tell it's a bait post. You can tell. It's not like they're like, check out cute puppies. And you're like, I want to see some cute puppies. You click on it. This man beat his wife to death. And like, no, it's nothing like that. Or a racist fighter, blah, blah. No, they're not tricking you with cute stuff and bringing you to negative shit. The negative shit is being successful just on its own because you're clicking on it, because you want to see it. You're like, oh, they get in a fight over a race. I want to see who wins. Like
sharing fights is the easy one.
Oh my goodness. And what's funny is the algorithms just push whatever's popular. So we make it popular because...
And you click on it once and it never goes away.
Yeah. I'm like looking through Facebook and I'm like on the Facebook Reels or whatever, not Reels, but you know, the videos where they're kind of like, they're Reels, but anyways. So like a cute video, cute kid laughing and giggling with puppies. And I'm like, oh, it makes me feel good. And like a cat that hugs his owner. And then I'm scrolling through and one just pops up where it's like, you can't really tell from the thumbnail what it is per se. It looks like maybe a guy accidentally flips his bike over and lands crotch first on something. You know, some goofy, funny-ish video where the guy laughs and goes, "Oh, I felt like I almost blew a nut." You know, something like that. I've seen videos like that. And then all of a sudden you click on it, and the minute you do, it's like, race war. And then when that happens, it's like, next video. Oh, transgender gets beat to death. And it's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Are they? Fuck. Go back to cute puppies. I'm sorry. I should never have paid attention to it. I should never clicked on it. Go back to cute puppies. This world's so dark. And like, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Like, watch the movie Tomorrowland with George Clooney, which honestly got a huge, like, just shit on by everybody, like panned by critics or whatever else. It's actually a very truthful movie that kind of came out, and it's by Disney of all people. I wouldn't have guessed it, but I'm not going to say the entire plot. That's going to be difficult. It's a very poignant movie, and I'll just say that the thing that happens in the end, that doesn't actually exist. That's just us. So if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. I hope. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I think it came out like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. I've not paid attention.
What day is it?
Yeah. What day is it? What time? 3000. What is that? No, I think Oliver Anthony's song is an amazing song. I think it was well written. I think it was interesting, the video. I've seen other videos he's done. Him out in the middle of the woods with that reverberation playing is better than him close up to a camera or a microphone or whatever. It's just way better. It sounds more natural, more filled. And I like what he's doing. I mean, his second song that he came out with that had a video or whatever, it ended up blowing up just as much as the first one, which that is unheard of. And I think the reason it did is because people saw that he wasn't just some fly-by-night guy trying to say something controversial. No, other people made that controversial. What he was trying to say is that, hey, we need to take a good hard look at ourselves, find compassion and kindness, get rid of this division, and work together to make the world back to the way it was, or the way it's supposed to be. Because that's what he wants. He wants, it shouldn't be this hard. That's what he's saying. It shouldn't be this hard.
That's what I say. We have the resources.
We have the ability to do it, but we just don't want to. We're trying to make everything complicated, overexpand. There's literally people arguing, we have to worry about underpopulation, and then the other half is, we have to worry about overpopulation. Like, it's so dumb. It's like, baby boomers are gonna die off, then we're not gonna have as many people in the workforce. Most baby boomers I don't know, or most baby boomers I do know, are retired. They're not working right now. You're talking about Generation X, that's a different thing, bud. But yeah, most baby boomers I know literally retired. They're not really working all that much. So yeah. Moving? Yeah. Grooving? Yeah. What the fuck James saying? I haven't seen that in forever. I need to see that too. I don't know, man. I like Oliver Anthony and what he's done so far, and he's a good dude who really, I mean, he's obviously a Christian because he talks about it, but he's a Christian, and I don't think he's a Republican though. I would say at closest he would be a libertarian. I'd say at closest he would be like me, where it's like you're not really libertarian or Republican, you're kind of your own thing. I don't know. It's probably not true, but I don't know. I like what he's doing so far. It's simple but effective, powerful message. What do you think about it? We said it all. You said everything?
Said a lot.
That's true. Okay. What's up, guys? Better health, better wealth, my friends. May you find joy and happiness in everything that you do, or at least part of the time.